the Women Unleashed podcast. Join us as we share with you the fun, confronting, wild, fucked up, epic, and raw side of being a woman in today's world. Nothing is off limits. Allow yourself to be inspired, to be unleashed.
We acknowledge that we are recording our podcast on the traditional country of the Turrbal and Yagara people and pay respect to their elders past and present. We acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and contribution they make to this community. Welcome back to the Women Unleashed podcast. I am your co-host Taylor and I'm here with Britt. And today we're going to talk about something super exciting that Britt's been up to, which is all about going to the Olympics. Mm-hmm. And with a horse, show jumping, and what it's taken for Britt to discover that this is, her dream and her passion. So we're going to dive into all that today, and, Britt will give you more context around it. I don't think I explained it very well, but that's for Britt to do. So.
So I won't make it mean like you haven't been hearing me for the last 6 months at all, Taylor. No.
Oh, thanks.
You're right,
no,
right.
I know what you're... Yeah, okay, go.
So I rode as a kid, competitively, did show jumping, and then just got super righteous and angry and stopped for 15 years, basically. I rode on and off, and it's a long time. And during that time, in the last sort of 6 to 12 months, actually, I've always known like that I wanted to go to the Olympics, and I wanted to have a professional show jumper lifestyle, like international, competitive, flying around the world, doing what I love. And I don't know what that's going to take, but that's always what I wanted. And I secretly said to myself that if I don't start running again by 30, that I would just start anyway, no matter where I was at in my life. And what my plan was to go to uni, get a good job, earn lots of money, so that I could fund myself going around the world with horses. And just wasn't working. I'm never gonna have enough money, really working for someone else, the uber wealth to support this kind of sport.
There's always a limit, right, when you're working for someone else.
Yeah, and even if I was working for someone else at quite a high level, or it would require my time. And with a sport like this, you need all your time to be riding and training and flying around the world. But I was under some illusion that that's how was going to get me there, and my own illusion. Yeah. So then Nathan sat me down a few months ago and asked me how much I thought I needed to get to the Olympics. And I said $100 million. And he said,
really? Is that how much?
Well,
Jesus.
Horses in Europe are could be millions. And then you got to fly everywhere, and you got to have a string of good horses. And by a string of good horses, I don't mean a horse on a string. I mean 5 horses. Yeah, sometimes people just don't get it. Anyway, and he asked me how much I was saving every month. And I can't remember what that figure was, but he said that based on what I was saving every month, I was going to get to the Olympics in 6,944 years.
That's a long time. You won't even be here, unfortunately.
Yeah, no.
Unless we come up with a miracle way
to keep me around.
But then you want to keep your same body right now, right?
I don't even think I would have got there, Taylor. No. With the someday, one day I was living into,
True.
All the illusion. I don't think I would have ever got there. No. And that was like taking a slingshot to the face.
Ouch.
Yeah. So then I had to look at my life and look at how many days I spend working for someone else versus working for me.
Mm-hmm.
I spend 5 days working for someone else, less than 2 days working for me. Looked at you are who you hang around. So if I'm spending 5 days a week at work, I'm going to mostly be an employee. And I was like, okay, like the evidence is stacking up.
Yep.
So I then created with my company, the company I work for, to go part-time.
Awesome.
Yes. So last Friday was my my last day of full-time employment, and tomorrow will be my first day of no employment.
Oh my goodness. A whole day to yourself.
2 days a week, actually, because I'll be working.
Yeah, that's right. 3 days.
Yeah, I'm only working 3 days a week until the 1st of January, and then 2 days a week thereafter.
Amazing.
So the rationale behind that, one, it was like business need, the person replacing me, etc. Onboarding them because I'm in a leadership position, so that takes some time. And doing 3 days a week has the balance of days in my favour, so 4 days a week.
Yep.
For me, and then obviously when I do 2 days a week work, it'll be 5 days a week for me. So it's taking quite a bit to get there because I actually asked for part-time in November last year and then I chickened out on myself. I was a bit like, oh, but like I tried to then like go through that old brain pattern of like justifying, no, I could do it full-time. I could do it, and so I kind of didn't get in action around making the transition plans that were required for me to do that. And then I had, that moment, I think it was in March earlier this year. And I just said, nope, it's 2 days or none at all. So then I really backed myself and got into action around that.
Awesome. And was it like, obviously it took a lot for you to even start the conversation with your employer, but in the end, like how did they react to it?
They were really great. Like the first time I said it, they were really great. And then the second time I came to them, I was quite emotional because I was prepared to basically leave if they were a no. And like they weren't a no. We just had to work it out. And I had to get in action around driving that. Yeah. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. So I had to get in action around driving that.
Yep.
And then I was a bit emotional, cried a bit, but that's what I really wanted. So
awesome.
And what has, I guess, assisted me, obviously the personal development work that I do a lot of. And one of the things I had decided, like, as like really little kid, my parents are broken up, is that there's something wrong with me. And so my whole life I've been deferring myself, like my worth, my decisions, my confidence, my responsibility, all of it to other people, or listening to an empowering song, reading an inspiring book, or getting more tips and tricks. I've really, that, what do they call it, that internal locus of control has been external to myself, and I have since been actually experiencing myself empower myself and get that I have a say, and it's really up to me, and I'm the one that determines how powerful I am.
Yep. And what life you have.
And what life I have, and then what comes with that is being responsible with all of it. Then I started writing again, having lessons. Probably did about 6 months worth of lessons and riding other people's horses. And my sister was on my ass about like, you haven't got a horse yet. You said you're going to the Olympics. It's been a year. And thanks, Elodie and Nathan. They were really standing for me.
Yeah, they were. Well,
they are. They are. And then, so I found a really great adjustment paddock because I don't live on property at the moment. And it took about 6 months of looking to find that adjustment property, or at least 6 months. So it's perfect. And then when I got that, I basically had a month to go and find my horse, and I found my horse. And I still don't know what everything. I feel like I know nothing, right? Like about how to manage a horse, let alone like I can get on a horse and ride it, but managing a horse, like its well-being, especially a competition, like an competition athlete, is a whole nother story, and training and developing it, as well as myself as a rider.
So have you got some support or assistance with doing that?
Yes. Yeah, I do. So part of just being okay with that was then in finding the horse, I reached out to people that I knew when I was competing, but wasn't necessarily like really good like buddies with, just like I knew of them and I admired them. And so I actually reached out to them. I was like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. I had a really good close friend as well. She really, really knows horses. She would sort of like vet the horses that I would send her. I'd also send them to my mom and my sister. So I had like this whole tribe of people on my team to find this really cool horse.
Cool.
And I just had to back myself that I was going to learn it.
Yes.
You know, ask the questions that needed to be asked. And one cool thing that I noticed is like when you start like doing self-development work, one of the things I decided I wanted to do at the outside of the work was like be the same person in every area of life. And what I noticed was around horses, I was quite meek and mild. I wasn't as spoken up. Even now, probably like you've noticed like maybe a different tone in my voice. Yep. And that's cool to call that out. So I noticed that, and then I was like, well, why aren't I being like super outgoing and like just asking all the questions and being, humble and humorous? Like just really nothing's wrong about everything.
Having fun.
Yeah, having fun. Yeah, I was like, I should be having fun. I'm being so significant right now, so I should be having fun.
Yeah.
I got the absurdity of me not having fun whilst I was doing those things because like, holy moly, I get to buy my own horse.
Yeah. How many people can say they have their own horse?
Yeah. And so I've been sharing it with everyone now, you know.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So not the Friday just gone, the Friday before that, I bought a horse and his name is Carlos.
He's a beauty.
He is gorgeous. Gorgeous. We'll put some photos on Instagram. And he is a warm blood cross thoroughbred. So warm bloods are like sort of European generally, style of performance horse, and a thoroughbred is a racing horse generally. That's their first life. And he was purpose bred, so he has a really cool dad from Europe. Like his bloodlines are like 1.60 jumping, really exceptional.
So has he done show jumping before?
Yes, Carlos is 6-year-old, so he's done a moderate number of shows, probably not as many as he could do for his age, and that's been a function of circumstances for his previous owner, life direction and things like that alter, and then COVID and rain, all of that.
Bloody rain.
However, Carlos, it sounds Spanish, but he's not Spanish, has a really great attitude and temperament. Beautiful. Although, like, he's, I think we're just in that, like, forming a relationship stage at the moment because we brought him home yesterday. He floated so well.
Awesome.
And it's wet too. So, like, poor dude, he's, like, in the rain. He's got a stable to go into. But, like, it's wet. Like, you can't give him a big cuddle because it's like, well, you can, but it's wet. It's yucky. But yeah, I am proud of myself for buying him, for backing myself, taking the guidance and the opinions on, and
it's been phenomenal to watch you. You only shared with me like a few months ago that you actually wanted to do this. I didn't even know that this was a dream of yours to go to the Olympics. Kept it pretty well hidden for a while there, and then you just blurted out and you're like, yes, I do. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know.
See, that's a symptom of me not like sharing, right? Like me keeping it hidden, a secret. And not only do I want to go to the Olympics, I want to be the first Australian woman to win a gold medal in show jumping.
Oh my goodness.
So
that's a big goal. Good
like
on you.
if I'm going to go for it, like why not? Like if I'm creating it, then that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
like,
So when are you doing your first show? Do we have some dates around that?
I don't have dates at the moment. My plan is to spend the rest of this year, which is 2 months, which is not that long in the grand scheme of things. And considering like the rain situation, I don't have an undercover facility to train under. So I'm going to have to like travel somewhere potentially to get some dry training spaces. But for the rest of this year, my plan is to get to know him, get really connected with Carlos.
Yep.
And just do lots of like flat work and get my knowledge up to speed with the flat work.
Flat work?
Oh, flat work is, so do you know what dressage is?
I don't know any. Don't know much about a horse.
Flat work is the foundations for being able to communicate and ride your horse, like walk, go,
like as one.
Walk, trot, canter, stop, go, turn.
Oh, okay. So the basic kind of.
Yeah, like turn really tightly, do a big circle, go faster, go slower, collect your head, like all of these things. And they are essential to being able to successfully navigate a show jumping course.
Right.
So a lot of people think, you must practice like jumping all day. You know, it's all about the jump, but like the jump is like a tiny bit of it. I think a lot of it is actually how you communicate and navigate around a course, because show jumping is about having no penalties and being the fastest. So
there's not a lot more to it than just jumping.
So you want to be able to actually get around the course in the most efficient, fastest way possible.
So it is about speed too. Like, sorry, you just said it, so it's the quickest as well.
The quickest.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you want to be able to get around the course really, really quickly and leave all the fences up. So, have your horse enjoy it and have him be a really, really successful athlete. So that's what I'm going to do for the last couple of months of this year, and then plan out like a competition schedule for next year.
Cool. And have you got like a coach?
I do have one coach, yes. And actually, no, I've got a couple. My mum's my coach, another friend, Robin. And they'll coach me on like flat and jumping. I don't have anyone else, but I will get lessons, and they're like for dressage and also logistics, you know, like some of people live a long way away. So if someone's closer and can give dressage lessons that I am looking for, then, you know, let's go for it.
Yeah, great.
So yeah.
Cool. That sounds awesome.
It's the journey so far.
Well, we're excited to hear more about it and see what happens.
Thank you.
That's okay.
Thank you. Do you have any other questions about it, or?
No, I think you kind of put back.
I've got to share. There's like a list, probably at least 20, 30 people long, of people that want to come see Carlos.
Oh yeah, me.
Yes, including you and Will. Like everyone I've shared with, they're like, oh, can we come and see him? So he's going to be super duper duper loved.
Yeah.
And going to have to fill out lots of waivers of liability, because horses are dangerous. And, you know, you basically have to sign your life away if you want to go touch one.
Yes, I think I'll wait after I'm pregnant.
You can pat him.
Yeah, I can pat his little head. His nose.
Cute head. So, yeah. That's it.
Cool.
Alrighties. Well, look, thanks everyone for listening, and have fun sharing what you've gotten for yourself out of what we have shared today. And our goal is for our content to reach as many people as possible and become the #1 women's empowerment podcast in Australia. Our call to action is that you contribute to your fellow women by sharing this episode, leaving a review, and following us on social media. Bye for now.
See ya.